All right. So we're recording and I've got Karen on here today. I'm super excited to be able to talk with you. Um, I'm just reaching out to some of the folks who've done our 30-day holistic immersion, the ultimate lifestyle transformation with us. And they've had different kind of results, experiences. And I thought you had a really fascinating story, because I think a lot of times people view this as mostly about weight loss, which I know that was a goal and it's something you've achieved to some degree and you're continuing to work on that. But I think that we oftentimes get so focused on that we forget all the other elements about our health and well-being. And I thought you just had a really great combination of benefits in that area. But before we get to that, I just kind of wanted to let us know what your name is and also then how you even found out about the 30-day program we were offering.
My name is Karen Wolfley, and I learned from about Purium from Leslie Enders, or well, actually Neely.
Right. Yeah.
But she's a friend of mine, and she was telling me about it, and it was like, okay, I'll do it with you.
And did you have much of an expectation going into it, or was it just kind of like it sounded like an interesting thing? You trusted Leslie and thought you'd give it a shot?
Yeah, she had called it a cleanse, and when I started reading the pamphlet and stuff, and saw how far it took your food back down to the basics, I've had diets like that before, and that's what it reminded me of.
Okay. Well, so tell us a little bit about, where were you at let's say day one in terms of your health, any kind of struggles you might have been dealing with when you started this program with us?
Well, being locked up for almost a year now because of my immune system, I've been struggling with depression a lot. I have good days and bad days, and the bad days seem to have been one right after the other. So far with Purium, I've really kind of come out of that.
Wow.
And
Wow.
not that I'm happy and blissful, but at least I care now.
You mentioned that in a message you sent me, and I got to say, this is the first time we've really been able to talk, more or less face to face, and just your energy and where you are now from a little over 30 days ago is just night and day. And I knew you from yoga many years ago, and I feel like you're kind of back to that whole vibe, and just, you're smiling and you can just tell your
Yeah.
energy is much higher as well. So that's an incredible outcome, I think that again, that is a testimony to just getting your body the things that it needs to heal and to nourish it, to cleanse and
Yes.
detoxify, and just restoring that gut microbiome. It helps with serotonin, but then you just feel good. You're taking care of yourself. Well, I think again, that's kind of the first time I've had someone actually experience that or tell me that. So that's tremendous. And talk about quality of life. But you did mention that you had challenges with lymphedema, and there's been kind of a shift with that as well.
Yeah, I got lymphedema in my lower extremities from Bartholin gland cancer in 2011. And so I'm always wearing compression, and I have a machine that I get in a couple of times a day that does lymph massage. But my legs have always looked, call it kind of pocky, but it looked like a really bad case of cellulite. And during this 30 days, I've noticed that my legs have started smoothing out, and all those little dimples throughout my thighs have really kind of filled in, and they're looking a lot better. It's feeling better because one thing lymphedema doesn't or likes a lot is sugar. And now that I haven't had sugar for now it's 34 days, I'm feeling rather good. And I've done this before, but you keep going on through life once you hit your goals, and you forget how to stay away from the sugar. And then the next thing you know, you're knee deep in sugar again and having to lose weight. So
Yeah.
that has definitely helped.
Yeah, definitely can be a vicious cycle in that department. And I'm definitely sharing your pictures since you gave me permission, because it was dramatic. When I opened those pictures you sent me, it was just, it was just so dramatic, the difference, in the legs, the lymphedema situation, and even, like your stomach and just the weight loss and other things that you've experienced. And As far as like, staying off sugar for 34 days now, has that been a struggle, or did it feel like it was, relatively easy to kind of make the shift?
Well, the way I found success in diets in the past, because I had to learn late in life,
Okay.
because when I was growing up, I never had problems with eating. But with this, I just put it in a mindset that this is my job,
Hmm.
because I am my first priority. If I can't take care of me, I can't take care of anybody else.
Wow.
So when I go on a diet, it's like I can follow every single step to the end. And it's what's afterwards, the maintenance part, is where I find the worst part. It's hard to hold on to, because it's like, okay, I've done what I was supposed to, now I want to get back to life. But life is what I've been doing and not what I used to do. Now I have to come to that mindset now when I'm done, that this is life and there's nothing to get back to. I'm already there.
I love that. Wow. That's what an insight. And I had someone ask me, like, because I had some tremendous results, I felt like, and they said, well, if you, stop doing what you're doing and you kind of go back to what you're doing before, wouldn't you just lose all the results? I'm like, logically, yeah, because what I was doing wasn't working. And so if I go back to
Uh-huh.
that lifestyle, I'll go back to where I was. And so I think it's, the idea that some people want to cling to the lifestyle they have, not really have to change it much or get results and get to go back to their old ways. And, the reality is we have to make lifestyle changes, if it's not working for us. And I feel like you found
Mhm.
working for you. And we're going to talk in a minute about your plan going forward. But along with improvement in your depression and just your mood, the lymphedema, what other kind of benefits? I know you mentioned you had some weight loss, and that's something you're still working towards, but I still think you had a great result there.
Yeah, I did lose 10 pounds and 7 inches. And I'm sorry, but I never gave up the scale.
I tried.
Uh, but I did find that there wasn't a lot of fiber in the flex foods and the meals. And if you ate a lot of it, you could get the fiber. My problem was I wasn't hungry. I couldn't eat all of that.
Mhm.
So I ended up, once I put Miralax in and I was able to go to the restroom,
Mhm.
then I wasn't having problems with weight. And if I did have a day where I gained a little or something, I looked at when was the last time I went, and that seemed to be good. Also, something else I found that helped with the watershed or the weight shed is getting my water in.
Yes.
I'm supposed to drink 96 ounces a day. That is my goal. I don't hit that goal every day. I do get to 72 ounces, but that fourth bottle after drinking two 10-ounce shakes and apothecary, it's like my body's saying, no, Karen, we've had enough.
Yeah, and
But
that's a great thing. I'm
I
sorry.
found that that is where my issues lied, when I wasn't waking up the next morning and, the pounds were shedding, because here I was having a very clean um, day on my food. And according to the calories in and calories out type of thing, it shouldn't have, the worst that should have happened is that I stayed where I was.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. And I think it's another really interesting thing about this is the just within 30 days, not only the transformations that take place, but the depth of understanding you start to learn about your own body,
oh
realizing,
yeah.
oh, I'm not drinking enough. And maybe I'm supposed to drink 96 ounces of water, but maybe I'm finding that 72 is my sweet spot. And that does the trick, and listening,
Mhm.
really getting into more of a harmony and a communication with your own body and what it needs, and to be able to honor that. So what would you say to someone, I've had a few folks that are interested and they kind of, they don't quite pull the trigger. They're a little nervous, I think. And they're not real sure about this whole thing, or they, it could be because, it's something that they've never done before, or, a whole list of reasons. But, what would you say to someone that might be interested, but they're kind of sitting on the fence?
Um, Good question. It depends on, I guess, sitting on the fence, what is it you have to lose?
I love it.
Uh, the with me, sure, when I first saw the price, I was like, oh. But then when I saw what it would do for me, how, do you see benefit in it? Is it going to help get rid of things? Because I got rid of my sleep. Oh my God. I
Oh
used
yeah.
to not sleep. I could be up 24, 48 hours at a time because of insomnia. I have only had one night in 34 days. That in
Wow.
itself was worth the money.
That's
But what
amazing.
I would say is tell me what it is that you want to get rid of. And that is what's going to make it worth your while.
I love that. It's what do you have to lose? And a lot of people tried a lot of different things for solutions and long-term resolutions and so forth. And I think that this has definitely, been that for you and for a lot of folks in our group that just finished our 30 days. But I love that you touched on the sleep factor, because I think that was something that was such a common theme among everyone, was just the quality of sleep, and that included for myself. And we sometimes don't recognize just having better quality of sleep impacts all of our other methods, our systems in our body and our health and just mental state. So that's invaluable just right there for sure.
Oh yeah. Yeah, that was favorite, my favorite loss.
Oh, I can only imagine, people struggling that much with sleep, to be able to sleep soundly like that is just such a gift, because it can be really torture not to be able to sleep. So what is your plan? I know you just finished your 30 days, you're on your 34 now. What is your plan, going forward as you've come out of the 30-day program?
Well, I am working on the accelerated program this time.
Oh, you're going to do
I
it
want,
now? You got
yes, I want to see
okay.
how many days I can get into the cleanse before I yell uncle. So now it's a challenge to get to that 10 days, but I think that's where I'm going. I got the mixed kit where I also have the super meal. So I take the shake in the morning with powder in it or fiber in it.
Mhm.
Excuse me. And the fiber has helped. I am backing off the Miralax and adding the fiber instead. Hopefully that will keep things moving like they should. It's definitely getting me to 25 grams of fiber a day.
Great.
But I take the super meal in the evening or in the afternoon shake, and I usually have flex foods for lunch and then a nice meal at dinner.
Wonderful.
And so that's what I'm working towards.
All right. So
And I don't think I'll ever give up apothecary. I don't
amen.
think I could go back to being up all night again.
No, no, you've seen the other side. You're in a good place. I love it.
Yeah.
And I'm always open and receptive when people come into a program, and you never know who's going to have great results. And I was very appreciative that you were open and receptive. I know you mentioned like your moods weren't always that great at the beginning and so forth. And to see the transformation that you've made now to this vibrant woman who's sleeping well, whose lymphedema is better, who's feeling better, who's losing weight, and really kind of got a new lease on life in a lot of respects. And I don't think that that's kind of inflating what your experience is. I think it truly has been a new lease on life for you, and you're still only 34 days into this journey. So imagine where you're going to be in another 30 days or a year from now, because your body is just healing and getting more energy and feeling better. And so I couldn't be more happy for you. You definitely were one of the strong, what I would call success stories in the group, because yours was very unique. You had a unique set of circumstances that you were dealing with, that so much of that has been either resolved or really brought back into a better place and is in balance again. So congratulations. I'm super excited for you. You did great, and I'm glad you're continuing on.
One more benefit, my elbows used to have eczema all
Wow.
over them,
Wow.
and it's cleaned up. I haven't put steroid cream on for at least 3 weeks.
Wow. That's tremendous. I mean, that's
So
just
it's
the
doing great on the skin too. I
yeah.
mean, there's benefits that I wasn't even expecting that I got.
Wow. Well, congratulations. And I really appreciate your time. And, hopefully this will inspire someone who, might, what you're saying resonates with them, or they might be in a similar situation and be inspired to, join us, because I don't like for people just to hear it from me. In my experience, I like to hear directly from you guys who've been through it and
Mhm.
you've experienced. So I appreciate your time, and I'm glad you're going to continue on with this.
I'll see you in the next 30 days.
All right. You have a great rest of your day, Karen. Thanks so much for your time.
Bye-bye.
Bye.